Hey guys, what's up? Somfo here. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how immortals play support. And if you do these things, you'll probably reach immortal very soon. So first thing as a support you want to do is always buy a sentry and block the small game or the hard game. This is the most important part as a support. This game is all about winning the lane. So if you win your lane, there's like 80% chance you're gonna win the game. So at the start of the game, either use a smoke or just run towards the cam and block the camp. If you want to know the best blocking spots for the cam, you can watch this video. I will put this video in the description. These are one of the hardest spots to deward in the game for the hard cam and the small cam. And if the enemy supports try to deward these spots, they're probably gonna fade. So next thing is always stay in the lane as a support. Okay, don't try to rotate towards the mid lane after like 2-3 minutes. If you're thinking of going to contest a water run, okay, don't do this in your bracket because your core is gonna have a hard time laning 2v1 against the enemy support, and he's gonna get griefed and he's gonna blame you afterwards. So don't do this. Just try to stay in the lane. So when you're staying in the lane, try to right click the enemy hero by staying 500 distance 500 units away from the creeps so you don't pull the aggro. And also make sure you're standing opposite to the enemy support, because if the enemy support is closer to you, then he's gonna right click you more with the enemy offlane or the enemy carry. This will probably put you in danger and you will die. So make sure you distance yourself opposite to the enemy support and stay 500 units away from the creeps so you can right click the enemy heroes, and also right click the creeps also. Right click your creeps so you can deny them from half HP, or you can always get the deny on the creeps. So this will make the lane come back towards your tower, which will put you guys in the safer spot and which will put enemy guys in the danger spot. So the next objective is at the 3-minute mark. Either ask your core to push the lane or sneak towards the lotus pool to get the lotus. Now this lotus is very important. If you get this lotus, it can decide the kill, or you can bait the enemy heroes into getting you a kill. Okay, so this is very important objective. So always try to get the lotus because your core is going to be farming in the lane. He's gonna be very busy. So as a support, it is your job to get the lotus. Now if you're playing a melee support like Pudge, Earthshaker, Tusker, Speedbreaker, your job is to tank for your core. All melee supports have a very big HP pool, and your job is basically to tank for your core. So if you tank for your core is going to have a free game, and you can always buy regen on your supports. Staying in the fog and waiting for a hook or a phaser is not going to work out for you. If you're playing Pudge, you can either go to deny the creeps because Pudge has a very high base damage, but make sure to go to deny when the creep is below half HP. Otherwise, you are going to take a lot of harassment, and try to stay in front of the enemy support so the enemy support doesn't right click your core. So you become the barrier towards your core. So the enemy support doesn't right click your core and they have a free game, which in turn leads to winning the lane. You can also hook the enemies right in front of their face, and they are not going to expect you to hook because you are showing your hero and they think you are not going to hook, but you can actually hook in this way also. And always use your mana and buy a lot of regen also so you can actually win the lane. If you're buying salves, clarities or mangoes, you can win the lane much harder than you think. Try to buy this region. So if you do this thing, you're gonna win 90% of the lane, and the rest 10% are very hard lanes where your matchup is countered. So when you're countered in a matchup, your job is to pull the creeps from the small camp. So make sure to block the small camp and pull the creeps from there so the lanes don't meet at the same position, so you can have the lane behind the tower or in front of your tower so your core can farm safely. Now if you're playing against Undying, you're playing against Monkey King, Slack, where you're playing Pudge, you're playing ES and you can't really do much in the lane, then your job is to pull these creeps from the small camp and you can farm with your core near your tower or behind the tower depending on where you pull the creeps, and you can farm them safely, and this will give your core a sense of security that you're a good player and he will trust you more. Now at the 6-minute mark, your job is basically to rotate towards the mid lane so you can contest the mid power runs. Now in some cases where your offlaner or your carry doesn't want you to go to the mid lane, then please don't go to the mid lane. Instead stay in the lane, use your spells, deny the creeps, try to look for some plays or get some sentries in the lane. So once the 7 minutes mark approaching, the wisdom rune is about to spawn. This is one of the most important thing as a support player that you need to do, because the cores are basically busy farming and it is the support's job to get this rune. If you don't get this rune, you are not going to get level 6 even after like 10 minutes. In most cases, you are not going to get level 6 even after 10 minutes. You will probably get like 11 to 12 minutes. So make sure to contest this rune. So you can ask your other support also to contest the other rune, and you can also go towards the other rune, because I think in the lower bracket people hardly watch this rune, and if you are going to get this rune, you are going to get a level advantage damage, which is a big power spike for support. So once you get your level 6, you have a very big power spike. So make sure to contest this rule. Now, when you're playing support, you're probably going to die in lane. Okay, so whenever you die in lane, make sure to check your mid hero if he has a bottle, and if he needs a refill, go and refill him and buy a sentry at the same time so you can deward the enemy observer ward. And while you're going back to your lane, check if 1 minute time is approaching so you can stack the creeps, or you can get the bounty run if the 3, 6 minutes and 9 minutes mark is there. So this is how you play supports in the lane for the first 10 minutes mark. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.